Hey, what's up? This your boy Big Man. You already know what it is, man. So let's get right to it. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about The Game. Now, The Game is a Los Angeles MC who was really hot in the early 2000s all the way leading up to the early 2010s, man. The Game was killing it, man. He is probably one of the illest rhyme slayers out of the G Unit camp, man. And he did the West Coast a justice, man, when he stepped up and grabbed the mic and took it to the main stage, man. I'm giving him a lot of props because the story is going to get worse as we go along. Now, The Game has been in a highly publicized legal battle with a young lady by the name of Priscilla Rainey. Now, she was a contestant on his game show about dating. You know, they used to have these game shows where people would go on and it's like a whole bunch of ladies. It's similar to The Bachelor, but it's really built on the same model as The Flavor of Love. Well, The Game had a show like that, right? And Priscilla Rainey was one of the contestants. Now, she made some accusations against The Game. She took it to court. She won her case. And things have been going downhill for The Game ever since, as far as the media is concerned. You know what I mean? Lately, he cannot get a break as far as like news stories. And things are about to get a lot worse, if you know what I'm saying. Now, the whole rumor or the stories that are out there on social media and on the news outlets that we go to get our hip hop news, and one report I'll be reading specifically, is that The Game got his Cash App taken over and money taken out of his account on behalf of Priscilla Rainey, because he still owes her $7.1 million allegedly. Now, before we get to the specifics, do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And man, let's get it. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about this story about The Game, man. And this young lady by the name of Priscilla Rainey and this $7.1 million lawsuit and a federal judge going into his Cash App account and turning over the funds to her allegedly. Wow, man. Okay, so I'm going to be referencing a report from none other than Jordan Thriller. And he's got a website, jordanThriller.com, where he talks about sports, hip-hop, whole bunch of stuff, right? Well, this story, it starts off like this. This is the headline. It says, Priscilla Rainey takes rapper The Game's Cash App account money with help of federal judge in $7 million lawsuit, man. Now, just from that alone, most people who have some type of lawsuit lingering out there would start to get a little squeamish about that, because the implications are, hey, man, somebody can go into your Cash App and take that money too if you have a lawsuit out there pending, man. Wow, man. Now, the story starts off by saying this. It says The Game owes Priscilla Rainey $7 million, but as we all know, he has vowed multiple times he would never pay her a dime. He has probably tried about every loophole he could find to avoid paying the massive court settlement. Over years, some of his physical property has been seized, and now he's being affected digitally too. Now, when they say digital, they're talking about in the digital space on these apps where our phones are concerned. And I didn't think it could get this deep, but wait until you hear the rest of the story. Now, it continues by saying this. It asks a question. It says, how Priscilla Rainey took The Game's Cash App account money. Now, before we get into this, man, just know that she is accused The Game of doing some wild stuff. So trigger warning out there, man. Now, the story continues like this. It says, according to multiple reports, Priscilla Rainey somehow discovered that The Game had around $2,000 hidden in his Cash App account. A federal lawsuit was filed requesting that federal judge seize The Game's Cash App account and pay Priscilla Rainey all the money inside the account. After they reached out to Square Inc. that owns the money app, the deed was done. Now, this is all alleged. I don't know how they know this. They're basing it off of other stories and reports out there. But how in the world would she know that he had $2,000 in his Cash App? Like, who carries that much money in their Cash App account? That is a lot of money, man. I don't know, man. Maybe because I'm broke or whatever, but that seems like a wild situation there. Like, how does she know that he had $2,000 in there? Then on top of that, the implications in this. I hope y'all are paying attention, all you street dudes, everybody who's out here using Cash App frequently, and you want to know how deep this can go. Based on this, a federal judge can tell Square Inc. to go into your Cash App account and take the money that's in there and give it to whoever you owe. Now, if that isn't a truth bomb or a knowledge bomb, I should say, I don't know what is, but I'm definitely listening when it comes to that. Now, it continues by saying Priscilla Rainey is getting The Game's Cash App money. When you think about the court battles taking place between these two, it's strange to look back and see how friendly they were on the show. Everything went south when the game allegedly groped her on the set of the show while he was under the influence of alcohol and or high. Now that's what this report is saying allegedly. That is not my words. I'm just reading it off as it goes. Now, people remember that situation, and they should remember the ensuing legal battle after the situation. It was long, man. Now, at the beginning, I believe there was some kind of situation where there was a default judgment. I'm not too sure, but I know that by the time the game and his team started taking it serious, I think things were starting to go south. Don't hold me to that, but it obviously didn't go his way because she won the $7.1 million settlement. Now, the story continues by saying the game and Priscilla Rainey have been battling it out in court ever since she won the $7.1 million assault case against the LA rapper in 2016, excuse me. I'm guessing that this was a civil case, you know what I mean? Because he's not in jail or anything like that. So I'm guessing she took him to court only for the money in this situation, or she wanted compensation in there. You know what I mean? I don't know if there was any type of, other type of case or anything like that, criminal case. But right now, it just looks like they were battling in court for this money. And that's a lot of money to be fighting for. So I'm sure they both had their lawyers going to war about this. Now, it continues by saying for the past 5 years, the game has been using every loophole possible to avoid paying up the money, which has led to his property being taken. So obviously they've had situations where they had to take his property and, I guess sell that off for money and stuff like that. Now these got a situation where they're actually digging into his Cash App to get money out and taking that money and giving it to her. That's wild, man. Now the story concludes by saying this. It says, although it's only around $2,000, the principle of the fact is that Priscilla Rainey took the game's Cash App money is probably going to grind his gears and hurt his ego. Stop right there. I know that would, man. That would put that's the icing on the cake. That would make you even more upset about the situation, especially if you believe that you were innocent or something like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say that, I don't know. I wasn't there, so I ain't going to say somebody's guilty, and I'm not going to say he's innocent, but I will say that he lost the court case. So, we got that there. Now, it also says that was probably her main goal anyway, unless she really needed that money. Now, to be real, she probably do need that money. Everybody needs $2,000. I can't think of anybody, unless you're like super rich, that doesn't have something they could do with $2,000 extra dollars. You know what I mean? So, and I guess in this court case, she had lawyers. She's got people that she's got to pay in order to fight, who had to fight this case for her. So obviously she needed the money if all this is for real and all this is facts. You know what I mean? But what do you guys think about this situation? Do you think this is setting a new precedence for rappers where they really need to be watching their bag? Because one false move, one court case, one civil case, against you for a certain amount could really ruin things for you or put you in a bad position where you'll be entangled in a legal battle that's going to last for years, man. Because a lot of people who are famous, they have legal battles. They've got lawsuits all over the place. And it's one of those things that go with being famous, man. So you got to take those things seriously. Obviously, not saying that he didn't, but this is wild to say the least. Now, with that, this has been your boy Big Man. Do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And make sure you hit that notification bell so that way you get a notification every time I drop this hot content. And we out of here. Peace.